Hot Yoga Summer Sequence. Before you begin this practice, ensure that you are well hydrated. And remember, you can pause at any time, coming either into a child's pose, standing and pausing in Tadasana, or coming out of the practice as you need. This practice helps to build strength, endurance, increase flexibility, as well as calm and quiet your mind. Come to your seated position and let's begin. In your seated position, begin to observe your breath, noticing the rise and the fall of your breath in your body, the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Allow your breath to be even and steady. And then when you are ready, bring your hands together at your heart center, taking a moment to honor yourself and your practice. From here, fold at your hip crease and draw your arms out in front of you, guiding your forehead towards the mat, relaxing your shoulders and breathing deeply. Now guide your hands towards you, release your feet, and come forward onto your hands and knees into a neutral tabletop position. Guide your heart forward and through your arms, and then round your back, bringing your chin in towards your chest. And as you move through cat-cow, begin to synchronize your breath with the movement. Exhaling as you round in, pressing the heels of your hands firmly down onto the mat, and then releasing your heart through your arms, and again. And continue this way, moving with your breath. And now come back to a neutral tabletop position. Guide your hips towards your heels, extend your arms out in front of you for Utthita Balasana, extended child's pose. Release any tension in your body and mind, and then on your next breath, guide yourself slightly forward, tuck your toes, and bring yourself up into your downward facing dog. If your hamstrings feel tight, bring a bend to your knees and keep your heels lifted away from the mat. On your next breath, come up high into your toes and slowly walk your feet to your hands. With a bend in your knee, ragdoll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears, standing in Tadasana. Inhale through your nose as you draw your arms up, bringing your palms together to touch, drawing them to your heart center. Interlace your fingers and press your palms down towards the earth. Inhale through your nose, reaching your arms up. Palms again together at your heart center. And once there, interlacing your fingers, pressing your palms down. Inhale through your nose, raising your arms, palms again together, exhaling out your mouth as you bring your hands to your heart center, interlacing your fingers and drawing your palms down. Inhale, open your heart, open your arms, palms together. And again, interlace your fingers, exhaling out your mouth as you draw your arms down. Continue this way, inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your mouth, pressing your palms down and guiding your shoulders down. Inhale, draw your arms up. And again, last one, interlacing your fingers, pressing your palms down, and then reaching your arms up. Now this time, interlace your fingers in Shiva Mudra. Begin to draw your weight over towards the right, reaching your fingers to the right as you bring your left hip further out to the left. Now guide yourself back to center. Change the interlacing of your fingers with the opposite thumb on top. And now bring more weight to the edge of your right foot, allowing your right hip to draw out to the right as you extend your fingers to the left. Come back to center. Now bring your hands to your low back, either with your fingers pointing down or your fingers pointing upwards. Draw your elbows in towards each other and begin to lift your sternum. As you guide your heart up, continue to draw your pelvis forward, maybe bringing your hands a little further down your legs. Breathe deeply, and then use your inhale to guide yourself up. Bring your hands together at your heart and return to Tadasana. Now from here, bring your hands to your hips and fold forward. Guide your hands down and come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathe into the stretch for your hamstrings, and then on your next inhale, lift and lengthen, guide yourself all the way up to standing, and hands again together at your heart. Now from here, bend your knees and come to sit into your chair. Coming into twisted chair, start to draw your left shoulder away, bringing your thumbs towards your sternum. Keep the weight in your heels and then guide yourself to center and fold forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen, guide yourself all the way up to standing, and then coming into your twisted chair on the other side. So now drawing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, guiding now your left shoulder further back behind you. Keep your knees flush. Sometimes you'll notice one knee wants to draw forward. Now guide yourself back to center and Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then again guide yourself all the way up to standing, hands together at your heart center, Anjali Mudra. From here, ensure your feet are hip-width distance in parallel. Come back into your chair, either with your arms extended, palms facing up, or drawing your arms forward in front of you with your palms facing down. Keep drawing your weight again back into your heels as you sit a little deeper. Inhale, bring yourself to standing, and now either draw your arms up and bring them back down and allow yourself a moment's rest, or keep your arms lifted with your palms facing down. Now come up onto your toes and start to sit back down into your chair, keeping your heels lifted away from the earth. Stay with the breath, maintain concentration, and then inhale, guide yourself up and bring your heels down. Once more, either releasing your arms by your side, giving your arms a moment's rest, or drawing your arms back up and then bringing your arms now in to eagle pose. With your right arm underneath your left, think about having your elbows at the height of your shoulders, drawing your wrists slightly away from your face, taking your right leg, crossing it over, bringing again your weight back into your heel and sitting into your eagle pose. On your next breath, begin to fold forward at your hip crease. As you fold forward, reach your fingers a little further away from you, bringing your elbows to the front of your knees. And then when you're ready, unravel. Allow your arms to draw back behind you, palms facing up. Press back with your back heel, keep your leg lifted, and guide yourself back to Tadasana. Now again, reach your arms up. Coming into eagle arms, this time left arm's going to come underneath the right. Have your fingers pointing upwards, sit back down into your chair, and now taking your left leg, crossing it over. Tucking your toes behind your ankle, sitting a little deeper into it. Stay with the breath, maintain the length in the spine, and then when you're ready, again, folding forward at the hip crease, starting to extend forward with your fingers, bringing your elbows in front of your knees. Now, on your next breath, when you unravel, allow yourself the feeling of freedom as though you were truly soaring through the air, reaching your arms back behind you, palms facing up, and having your leg lifted, pressing out through your back heel. Return back to Tadasana, hands together at your heart, Anjali Mudra. bring your hands beside you, coming back to Tadasana. Now, step your right foot back, coming into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Reach out through your fingertips, allow your shoulders to be over top of your hips, and now bring your back hand down your leg, reach your left arm up, and cradle the back of your head if you feel that that's comfortable and available to you. Now, guide yourself back into Warrior 2, coming into extended side angle, reaching your arm up, or draw your arm forward, palm facing down, and sweep your bicep by your ear, bringing your gaze to look upwards. Allow your forearm to feel light on your leg. Now, bring yourself back to your Warrior 2. Stay with the breath and straighten your leg. Coming into it on the other side, bend deeply now into your left knee. Draw your right arm down your leg, reach your left arm up, and again consider cradling the back of your head. Lift your sternum up towards the ceiling or sky, and then return, coming into extended side angle. Reach your arm up, or bring your arm forward, draw your shoulder back, and sweep your bicep by your ear. Continue to press down on the edge of your back foot, reach out through your fingertips, and return to Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your hips, and begin to come into your wide-legged forward fold. Take your first two fingers and wrap them around your big toes. With a bend in your elbows, start to consider bringing the crown of your head towards the mat. Keep your hips in line with your heels, and then inhale, guide yourself up, hands at your hips. Now, bend into your left knee, pivot onto your right toes, and step your right foot to meet your left. From here, coming into tree pose on the right side. Draw your right foot to the inside of your left leg, hands either at your heart or drawing your arms up, palms pressing against each other. You can interlace your fingers in Shiva Mudra, reaching your fingertips upwards, allowing your shoulders to relax, or if you prefer a different variation for your arms, then choose that. Hands back together at your heart and release your right foot down. Now coming into it on the left side, left foot to the inside of your right leg. Ensure your toes are pointing down. Draw your arms up, allow your shoulders to relax, and take the same arm variation you took on the other side. Breathing deeply, have your gaze soft and relaxed. And then on your next breath, again, bring yourself back to center, hands at your heart, Anjali Mudra, draw your knee forward and step your foot down. From here, inhale, draw your arms up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and step now back with your left foot, coming into Anjaneyasana. Toes tucked or untucked, reach your arms up. Palms can be together or apart. Lift your sternum upwards as you bend deeply into your right knee. Now, lift your back knee and step your left foot to meet your right. Take your first two fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Now begin to fold in. Elbows can either be out to the side, or, if comfortable, you can begin to draw your elbows closer towards your legs. Keep drawing up through your sit bones, breathing deeply. Now, inhale, lift and lengthen. Release your fingers from your toes and step now back with your right leg, bending deeply into your left knee and coming into Anjaneyasana on this side. As you lift your heart up, continue to reach back with your fingers, and then bring your hands down to frame your front foot and step your back foot to meet your front. This time, taking your hands and sliding them underneath your feet. If it's more comfortable and available to you to have your fingers underneath your toes instead, then just slip your fingers underneath your toes with a bend in your knees. Allow your head to be heavy. Keep drawing up through your sit bones, breathing deeply, and then on your next breath, release your hands from underneath your feet. From here, bring your hands to your hips and guide yourself up into Tadasana. Allow your hands to rest by your side. Come back to your breath and breathe here. Now on your next inhale, draw your arms up. Exhale, fold in. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And now step back to your downward facing dog. Breathe deeply in your downward facing dog. And then come down onto your hands and knees and onto your forearms. Step your feet back and allow your hips to drop slightly down, coming into dolphin plank. Breathe here in your dolphin plank. Bring your gaze slightly forward and past your mat. Continue to press out through your back heels. Stay for one more deep inhale and a long exhale, guiding your knees down and drawing now your belly towards your mat. Coming into Sphinx and then into Seal, lifting your elbows up away from the mat. Now, guide your arms down. Allow your arms to relax by your sides, palms facing up. Letting your left cheek rest on your mat and breathing here. Now bring your head to center. Bring your hands beside you at your mid-chest, guiding yourself into Cobra Bhujangasana. Ensure that your fingers stay light on the mat, drawing your heart up a little higher, and then exhale, slowly bring yourself down. Again, allow your arms to just relax by your side, letting now your right cheek rest on the mat. Allow your heels to fall away from each other, neutralizing your low back and releasing any tension that you may be experiencing in your low back. Now, on your next breath, come again back to center. Interlace your fingers, draw your shoulder blades towards each other, and then reach your wrist back as you lift your heart. Now, as you're lifting your heart, begin to lift your legs. Guide yourself up just a touch higher. And then on your next breath, release. Again, arms are by your side. Now, letting your left cheek rest on the mat and breathing here. On your next breath, now bend your knees and bring your hands either to your ankles or to the tops of your feet. Dhanurasana bow pose. Lift up. Keep pressing back with your heels, opening your heart. Stay with the breath. And then exhale again, release. Right cheek is resting on the mat. Heels again are falling away from each other, with your toes pointing in towards each other as you rest here. Now, bring yourself again back to center. Draw your hips towards your heels, coming into your child's pose. Let your shoulders relax. Breathe deeply. And now from here, come forward onto your hands and knees. Guide your right knee to your right wrist. Bring your left knee to your left wrist. Bring your big toes to touch, lift your buttocks, and allow your buttocks to rest into the soles of your feet, coming into saddle pose. As you guide down, if you feel that it's available to you, draw your arms up overhead, taking opposite hand to opposite elbow. Continue to draw the hip bones upwards and ensure that your knees stay down towards the mat. On your next breath, use your elbows to lift yourself up. From here, coming onto your hands and knees and into your downward facing dog. Now come back down onto your knees to guide yourself into camel pose. Tuck your toes, allow your pelvis to draw forward as you lift your heart. palms either facing up or down at your low back, or bringing your hands towards your ankles or to touch. Continue to draw the pelvis forward. Continue to lift the hips up. For a deeper expression, untuck your toes. Your inhale is going to guide you back up, coming to sit in Hero's Pose, Virasana. Breathe deeply. Let that settle. Gently close your eyes and come back to your breath. Now, take your right knee, draw it to your right wrist, guide your left leg back, coming into pigeon pose. Draw your left arm up, cradle the back of your head, lift your heart upwards. As you exhale, begin to fold forward. Bringing your arms either out in front of you or taking your hands into reverse prayer, bringing your thumbs to the nape of your neck and breathing here. Notice where you're holding any tension and use your exhale to release. Guiding yourself up, draw your weight over onto your right hip. Bring your left ankle above your right knee, coming into double pigeon. Fold at your hip crease, guide your arms out in front of you. Bring your palms together and draw your thumbs to the nape of your neck, coming into reverse prayer. Breathe deeply into your hip. Allow yourself to relax with each exhale. Notice sensation, but without attaching anything to. On your next inhale, guide yourself up, release your legs, and now same thing, other side. Left knee drawn forward, coming into your pigeon pose. Guide your right arm up, cradle the back of your head, lift your heart upwards. Now, as you exhale, begin to again draw your torso towards the mat. Reaching your arms out in front of you or coming into reverse prayer. Slowly now draw your arms out in front of you. Bring your weight now over onto your left hip to release your right leg. Taking your right ankle, bring it above your left knee and coming into double pigeon on this side. Folding at the hip crease, drawing your forearms down towards the mat, or again, coming into reverse prayer. On your next inhale, bring again yourself up. This time, bring your feet forward and slowly bring yourself onto your back. Walk your heels slightly towards you, coming into bridge pose. Interlace your fingers underneath you. Press your feet into the mat. Start to draw your hips up. Lift your chest and bring your gaze to look right at the center of your chest, Anahata Chakra. Now slowly lift your heels, guide your spine down. Bring both of your knees in towards your chest and hug in tight. Now allow your knees to fall over to the left, rolling your head to the right. Bring yourself now back to center. Hug again your knees in towards your chest. And now in the other direction. Keep both of your shoulders rooted down onto the mat. And inhale, come back to center, bringing again your knees in towards your chest and hugging in tight. From here, coming into Happy Baby, bringing your arms to the inside of your legs, taking your hands to the edge of your feet, rocking gently from side to side. Give your low back a little massage. And then when you're ready, from here, release your hands from your feet, reach your arms up, reach your legs up, and then circle your wrists. And circle your ankles. And then allow your limbs to feel heavy and weighted. Gently closing your eyes, feeling the weight of gravity, and breathing here. Now release your arms down, release your legs, and come into Shavasana. Palms facing up, being open to receiving. Allow yourself to feel supported by the earth beneath you. Relax, rest, and restore. Remain here in your Shavasana for as long as feels right for you. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.